the 10th anniversary of OSCon, so the entire week is one enormous party. I'm glad you can join us to celebrate it. We decided we'd start up the evening with a little bit of fun, so I'm pleased to say we have three of my favorite speakers here joining us tonight. But first, Frank Willison was the editor-in-chief of Riley Media. He was much beloved throughout the company. He passed away several years ago. It turns out he was also much beloved of the Python community. So they just decided to name one of the premier awards for Python developers after Frank Willison. I'd like to welcome up to the stage to present the award tonight, Steve Holden.
Thank you, Alison, for some introduction. Three of my favourite speakers go first. Okay, do we have video? Excellent. Yes, so what I'm actually trying to do, I'm Steve Holden, I'm the chairman of the Python Software Foundation. I know that we don't normally get the state of the snake speech, so we're going to try and do this in about 3 minutes, so you can get to the favourite speakers. Python's been doing very well this year. Our own conference has improved insight. We've got Jython coming along, we've got IronPython coming along, we've got Python coming along, so there are multiple implementations. CPython is really terrific. We've actually just moved over to version 2.6. That came out in beta 2 last week. We've got Python 3.0 coming along in parallel. Basically, the idea behind producing those two things in parallel is so that we have...
Presentation skipping ahead.
Excuse me?
Presentation skipping.
The presentation isn't actually skipping ahead. I'm trying to do these slides in about 10 seconds apiece. So it's not a nervous twitch. I am actually trying to move these slides. If you really want to know what's in store for Python 3.0, then you should really go to Anthony Baxter's talk this afternoon. So if you didn't, I guess you lose. But basically the idea is that Python 3.0 is eventually going to be a better version of Python. It was actually branched from the 2.5 release rather than going completely straight. We have a tool which will help you to convert your Python 2 code to Python 3, but we don't expect people to be switching now and using Python 3.0 as a production platform at all. The idea is that 2.6 is going to be the recommended platform, possibly followed by 2.7, maybe even 2.8. So you don't need to switch until you're ready to switch and until all your dependencies have been switched. So start writing feature-proof code by all means now, immediately in 2.5. Do test 2.6. Don't bother with the stuff that the 2 to 3 tool will handle, but focus on the things that it won't. We've gone over to Unicode only in 3.0, and so 2.6 actually encouraging people to use Unicode text. There is also a byte data type in 3.0, and we're emulating that as regular strings in 2.6. So nowadays, there's lots of stuff that you can do with Python 2.6. The most important thing you can do is download the betas and test them. So 2.6 is our stable, compatible version. It's supported with a lot of Python 3.0 features backported when it makes sense without syntax changes to do so. You can run Python 2.6 with a -3 flag, and that will tell you if any of your 2.6 code is likely to cause problems with 3.0. So if you really want to, then fine, head out to 3.0 as soon as all your dependencies are converted, but otherwise, port to 2.6, maintain your 2.6 source, hopefully modify your 2.6 source so that it doesn't just run under 2.6, but it also runs through the 2 to 3 converter so that you've got something that will run as Python 3 as well. Okay, so 2.6 and 3.0 came out in beta 2 last week. Beta 3 is coming up in August. Do please test the stuff before beta 3 so we've got a chance to fix those bugs. Obviously no more features, that's completely frozen, and we're aiming for a final release on October the 1st. So there are some resources there which if you get the slides you'll be able to take a look at your leisure. Basically, the message from Guido is don't fear Python 3K, as it used to be called. Have fun with it, but take your time to convert. Basically, 2.6 is the stable version. And I guess with 3.0 coming out in October 1st, that must mean that 3.0 releases are half as easy as 6.0 releases. So, the real business of this evening is to make the Frank Willison Award, which is instituted by O'Reilly in Frank's memory. I unfortunately never got to meet Frank, but I was an avid consumer of his writings, particularly his Python writings, and he is probably the best Python writer around. So the Python Software Foundation Board selects the award. There's been a lot going on this year, so we haven't had many well-qualified candidates. So we have to focus on people who've actually been long-term supporters of the community rather than short-term supporters. There were two candidates who clearly both deserved the award. One of them received more nominations than the other, although that wasn't the only thing that swung it. So this person is a long-term contributor to the Python core, very active in answering questions to both the developer and the general user community. He's been the director of the Python Software Foundation and guiding its development for the last 6 years. He's actually been a major force behind our transition away from the SourceForge development platform to a privately hosted Subversion repository. He's actually created, I can't think how many issue trackers he's created using the Python-based Roundup software. He's actually active editing website content on the Python.org website. He chaired the grants committee which helped Jython to stay alive until Sun managed to bring in some support. Jython, by the way, just released its first 2.5 alpha, so that's looking very good now. Basically, he's made so many contributions that we felt it would be unfair to give anybody else the award. He's not unfortunately here tonight. He's in Germany and in academics, so he's currently supervising the final year exams. But the Frank Willison Award goes to Martin von Lewis. Congratulations, Martin. To Mr. Schultz. Thanks very much.